Hello, everybody. Welcome to another wonderful Sunday Funday, where we're going to not talk about the awesome 1987 movie Predator, although I think it actually is called The Predator. We're talking, of course, about the 2018 reboot sequel thing, The Predator, the movie by Shane Black that just came out this weekend. Just to let y'all know, preface this a little bit. Megan is not much of a Predator fan. The only Predator movie, ironically enough, she's seen is Predators. Yeah. No, you also saw Alien vs. Predator Requiem. Yeah, because of all the movies. Megan's seen...
Saw a little bit of it.
Yeah, you saw most of it. You saw most of the important parts. You saw nothing from the beginning. Or you missed nothing from the beginning. I, meanwhile, am actually a rather big Predator fan. I love the first movie. Second one, I would say, is arguably better, even though nobody wants to talk about it, including this movie, which I'm going to get into. Predators was a lot of fun, I thought. Alien vs. Predator, I didn't think was as big of a train wreck as everybody swore it was, and same with Alien vs. Predator Requiem. I think Alien vs. Predator Requiem could use a light bulb on or two. Mm-hmm. But I've seen far worse movies. So, I'm going to let the non-Predator fan talk about
the person who hasn't seen,
most of the movies.
Really, any of the movies except for Predators.
Mm-hmm. Movie that's not referenced at all in this film.
No, some of the other movies are. They came here in 1987 and then in 97. It's like...
Though it's weird that they say 97 because I swear that... No, I think it did take place in 97. The second Predator movie. I can't remember. It's been a while since I've seen it.
Okay. I can look it up.
Well, you're going to talk, though. You got to talk about your thoughts
you look it up on your phone,
The
then.
Predator. So, what'd you think of it?
It was kind of boring. It had some funny bits here and there.
Mm-hmm.
But it
Get
just...
into that in a second.
Huh?
Gotta get into my opinions on that in a second.
Some of the stuff I think your brother and I found a little bit funnier than you did. But, yeah, it just... It was boring. It's like, I have no idea what the fuck is happening.
I don't think it's so much of a problem that it was boring, because I'm going to quote Princess Bride. Oh, it did actually take place in 97, strange enough. Though it was filmed in the 90s. 1990 to be exact. Go figure. That's Predator 2 for you.
Okay.
But, you keep using that word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
So the guy who has not seen Princess Bride in ages.
I have never seen Princess Bride.
No, you said
No, I said I have never.
I thought you said you saw it when you were a kid and just, the one time you just forgot.
I watched about 5 minutes of it and got bored so quickly of the movie. I'm a weird kid, what can I say? I thought the movie was dull. I thought it was dumb. I was like, eh. Switch. I'll watch Total Recall again.
I got it on Blu-ray.
I'm good. I don't need a nap. Really, the problem with this film is convoluted. It's not that it's dull. There's a lot of stuff happening. None of it's particularly engaging. It's not so much, I think, boring as the issue. It's just pointless is a lot of the things I would constantly say. First off, the humor in this movie is so distracting. I will actually say, this movie feels like somebody watched Thor Ragnarok, was like, that was really funny. You know what, we should put that in a hard R movie that's actually trying to be really gory. And I will say that much, this movie does have a lot of gore, most CGI, but there's quite a bit of gore in this film. It's kind of weird for people to be constantly cracking jokes that you would probably hear in an Avengers film or in Iron Man 3. To take it this way, last year, or no, it was year before, 2016, Nice Guys came out. Of course, done by Shane Black. I thought it was actually really, really damn good. It had humor, but it was meant to be a darker humor, and that was the thing. Most of the humor that was in Nice Guys was a little bit towards the edgier area of humor. It's fine, that worked, that was awesome. Here, the humor is constantly juvenile. Like, it feels like a 12-year-old. I hate to keep repeating myself, but this feels like a very juvenile script. Or like, hey, we're going to have them just ad-lib and we're going to have them say just the most ridiculously stupid shit humanly possible. That happens a ton in this movie. So all the humor to me, flat. It just fell on its face. Like, I'm going to hunt... Dead. Dead on arrival. I'm like, I'm not saying that a Predator movie can't have humor. The first movie actually had some really decent humor, I thought, at points. And also had the most macho handshake ever, you know, that makes even Megan grow a beard when she would watch it, I'm pretty sure. It's just muscles and two guys just, It's just macho. Makes me grow a third testicle.
Okay.
I keep cutting them off. I got a big old pile of them. And the second movie, even it had some humor. Again, more towards the darker spectrum. And even then, the humor was, at best, a footnote within the movies. Here, the humor is front and center, and it gets so distracting. But I guess it's there because you have the other problem. You have a plot that jumps everywhere. It's just like, hey, we're going to go over here. Now we're going over here. Now we're going over here. It's like, oh my God, it's like dealing with 14 kids that have lost their Ritalin prescriptions. It's like, just sit down and shut the fuck up. Sit down. Do something. Not that. Don't just, no, get to this plot. Get to that, why is Jake Busey here? Get to the, damn it, just get to your plot.
Get to the chopper.
Yeah, they also have to quote the famous lines now. Though, again, the get to the chopper, like, the only reason it's quotable is because of the fact that Arnold Schwarzenegger can't quite say chopper normally. Tim, this chopper, you know. But in context of the line, it makes a lot more sense. And also the ugly motherfucker line is now changed to beautiful motherfucker. Because Olivia Munn has to say it because fuck Olivia Munn.
She needs to eat a sandwich.
No, she needs to do more than a sandwich. She needs to take about 14 million more acting classes. Learn how to emote. Every moment you see her, she's got this resting bitch face. And just, like, even when she's happy. When she's sad.
She always looked confused, like, what the fuck is going on? Kind of.
To be fair, I felt that way throughout this movie. I was utterly baffled throughout this film. I did not know what it was doing. The first hour of this film is aimless. It's just nothing is really of consequence feels like it's happening until like you learn that this predator who was being kept in captivity, even though why and how he didn't program his thing to go off never really explains why the predator didn't just nuke himself. And we're gonna get into eventually spoilers here. Just to let you know, we're gonna talk about this one thing at the end that made me go.
It's like, why? They don't really give a reason for it. It's like, what?
Yeah, it's a thing that happens. But yeah, at the beginning you see one predator ship chasing another predator ship. At least you gotta assume, and that happens, and then it crashes in Mexico. Military dude does stuff. That is this guy's name. I know he probably has an actual name. He's military dude. He really...
His name is McKenna.
No, he's military dude is his name. Because he has no personality. He's just, I'm military dude. I do military stuff. And I have a son that plays into stuff, unfortunately. No, I don't care. I really honestly do not care about his character. Just to let you know. Or his name.
I was gonna look up the actor. Cause
don't care who he is.
I care. I'm curious.
It's some jack off. Who cares?
So you can continue.
he does military stuff, fights the Predator for a second. The Predator somehow is not able to kill him because he's military dude. I was already starting to be like, well, okay, well, that's random. Then we have a flashover because we need to see Olivia Munn. Now we need to see his son. We need to see this. And it begins this weird trend of bouncing back and forth. Like it's a damn Roland Emmerich movie that just can't decide. It's like, hey, what are we going to do? Let's do all the things. And just throw shit at the screen the entire time. It's uninteresting. It's ultimately really, really slow because of that. It feels like the plot of this movie does not start for a good chunk of it. Because they have to go to talk to evil military dude. And he's evil because he's black. That's what the movie pretty much infers, I guess. And except for there's one good military dude who's black because he's got psychological problems. Because he gets thrown on this bus full of crazy guys. Because that's how they would have dealt with this. Even though later they're trying to kill military dude. And it's like, wait. Why didn't they just take him out back and shoot him? Why did you... And in fact, why y'all even evaluate him? Just take him out back, put two in his head if that's your goal. This is a stupid plot. There's holes big enough I could drive a diesel through. Ugh. And like I said, you get crazy guys, so you get Crazy Key from Key and Peele. Not funny. Get Thomas Jane making fun of people with Tourette's. Thanks. You get Theon Greyjoy, still British somehow. Then you get some other guy who goes on about God, and they use him as a punching bag against Christians. Thanks. Here's a...
Yeah, his character was kind of inconsistent.
No, his character was simply just a punching bag for Christians, is all it amounted to. It was like, cool, so Shane Black doesn't like Christians. It's like, I guess he's agnostic or he's atheist. Thanks,
maybe
asshole.
Maybe he's just not religious.
It's still weird to have a character who pretty much is just meant to be made fun of because he is religious. It's kind of... It's like, that's a weird turn to take it, bud. Yeah, they're supposed to be the main cast that we're supposed to follow, and they do not amount to anything. They're just bodies by the end of it all. And that's the other bad issues. Like, they also happen to have weird character immunity for a bit. Like, there's situations where they clearly should be dead or should be getting killed by either this one predator or the super duper predator that's super large and super tall and super CGI and really crappy CGI at that. Who is got like Superman levels of immunity until the plot doesn't need him to have that. Because he's somehow able to shrug off bullets with nary a thought. And it's like... And then later, he's getting stabbed and getting shot. It's like... What the actual hell? He was just dealing with this fine earlier. Now he can't? But... this plot is just inconsistent as hell. It's like, hey, this character has this ability. No, they don't anymore. And somehow humans are now able to interact with Predator technology with no issues, despite the fact that obviously how are they going to be able to power it? How are they actually able to touch it or anything, or even know that this is doing what they think it should be doing? Ugh.
And a Predator somehow able to hack into a computer?
Yeah, that happens too.
Yeah, be able to translate what he's saying to
English.
Yeah, telling everyone's like, okay, well, I just want the one called McKenna. That's the only reason why I remember his name is McKenna.
Yeah, I said it 14 billion times. He's military dude, though. He has no personality. He's just, like I said, that's the reason why they're only what they do. Like, Key, you only know him because of the actor. Arnett, he's comic relief. Black dude, he's black dude. Evil black dude, he's evil black dude. I couldn't tell you anything else except for he spouts off absurdly evil things, like he threatens to kill military dude's son who gets involved in the most stupid fashion possible. It's like, he happened to have sent this stuff to his son. Well, it went to my post office or P.O. box. And it's like, so why did the post office send it to his house?
Because he was lapsing on like his payments for the post office, the post.
But he doesn't live at that house anymore, though. Why would they send it there?
Maybe that's the address they have on file.
I don't know if the post office is incompetent, but that's absurdly incompetent. That's like levels of going, oh, this is a phone. That means it's totally a steak and it needs to be eaten. It's like, he has his own house, obviously, because him and his wife, estranged wife, ex-wife, oh, pork hole. I couldn't tell you anything. I couldn't even tell you the lady's name. That's the worst part. I don't know if they even said it. Or they said it in like a brief passing. And that's another thing I have to get into. Beyond the fact that there's certainly weirdly placed jokes that just ruin any tension that can happen throughout the film, there is just some awful scripting here. Like, there's characters, instead of just, talking with each other, I am exposition, here's exposition, exposition, exposition. Alright, exposition, exposition, walk off, go to the next scene. The exposition just explain to us. Like, why? Why can't we just have something just go forward? This is the reason why I much preferred Annihilation. There was a lot more left to your imagination. There was a lot more left for you to try and figure out. Some of it was explained. Very little was. That's fine. I don't expect a movie like Jerry where it decides to go, hey, you want explanation? You want an interesting movie? Ha ha ha! You don't get that. Sorry, Jerry's terrible. The movie. Not every guy named Jerry.
Yeah, they don't explain why the first Predator in the movie, why he wants to help us out, help humanity out against this.
Yeah, because eventually that's what you learn. He's coming to Earth to help give something, even though it doesn't seem like that.
Something called the Predator Killer. I thought it was an alien. It's not.
Yeah, most people would have figured, hey, it's going to be, xenomorphs, so that way they could link them. No, it's this robot armor.
Yeah.
It looks like a 14-year-old drew it up. I get big laser guns and he has a spear. And that's what I was doing. I was pushing up glasses the whole time. Sorry, the lisp kills it, I think. It's so dorky. Like, it goes beyond being cool to just straight up dorky. It looks like something that Mobile Suit Gundam would even say, that's a little much. Yeah, they fight and stuff happens. Somehow these characters can go through almost the entire movie without getting slightly harmed. And then final fight sequence where they find the original Predator ship, shenanigans, evil black guy and military dude have to make an alliance because they must, and they just agree, we're good. Even though evil black guy threatened to have his son's knees blown out 5 seconds before that scene. It's like,
really 5 minutes?
It's still absurdly. Yeah. It's like, wow, you're really forgiving. He threatened my son's life. We can go have drinks after this. Even though they try to say, well, we're going to dance after this. I actually really think that means, because of how stupid this movie is, it probably would make them lovers afterwards. But then, random fight sequence that's trying to rip off the first Predator, and it does it so poorly. So poorly. And you can tell that this movie was shot in bits and pieces and re-edited together as...
Reshot.
Yeah, because the sequence doesn't really flow into it. And it's like, hey, well, we forgot to shoot an ending sequence for this part, so let's just jam in this other ending sequence we shot for a different plot line. So you just have action sequences for a good 15 minutes, and it gets to the point where you're like, I'm actively bored. That is the point where I will say that was boring, because I'm like, okay, I don't care, because somehow the humans are able to defeat Super Predator. And unlike in Predators, where they actually use some guile, they use some they use some good tactics, they work together with the other Predator. Oh yeah, mind you, the first original Predator just gets his head ripped off halfway through. Like you're trying to say, that's for kids. Here's the more extreme adult version, me. Which it's, the new Predator looks like something Rob Liefeld created. It's just this hulking mass of plot convenience. Mm-hmm. Like, I have this ability that I suddenly quit using halfway through. Like, he has the ability to go invisible. He has the ability to block bullets without really having any kind of armor on. And has, like, super duper lasers that he's able to shoot with extreme precision. But he suddenly forgets how to use any of that and just uses invisibility a bit and strength. And he kills off most of the crazy military guys. Except for, like, one of them, because they hop on his ship and he has a shield thing. Somehow, military dude falls under it and it's fine.
I think they all kind of duck under as it's kind of...
Never mind the fact you would think, hey, that would, kill him anyway because he wouldn't have any oxygen to breathe. Probably, oh wait, there's no oxygen. And only that, but this Predator decides to take his ship off for like a leisurely stroll. It's like, I'm going to go see the Hollywood sign and the Pyramids of Giza on here. As he just decides to slowly take off. Pardon me. Cuts off one dude's legs. That's gory, but it's like, it tries to make it seem like it's so poignant. Like, oh, we should be sad these characters die. Why? They're just stereotypes. They don't have personalities. They're just, he's the crazy god guy. He's the crazy funny guy. He was the crazy guy who made fun of people with Tourette's guy. Why do I care that they die? That's just the ultimate kick in the nuts about it. It's like, you have so many of these characters, you just don't give a shit when they die. And it's like, what does this matter? You've spent most of the time, instead of trying to develop their characters, well, it does explain why they're crazy or anything. Though it's, they're not actually crazy. They're actually just people who have mental problems and they should be seeing a doctor. Instead, they're treating them like prisoners. And it's kind of insane. Again, because they stick military guy on that same thing. It's like, we're going to say he's crazy and that's it. It's like, but these other guys aren't crazy people. They're just people who need help. It's like, wow.
Well, it is the VA for you.
Yeah, and I mean, it seems, it's so bad, it almost seems real. It's like, wow, Shane Black, you're real. But it really doesn't set well that you think that that's what they would do with somebody who has PTSD over actually killing their friends. You moron. It's like, oh, I know the VA is bad, but it'd be like they say, well, you have PTSD, so we're going to circumcise you. It's a weird thing to do.
What? Already circumcised at that point.
Then we're just going to make you a eunuch. Oh, what the fuck was going on here? But yeah, big bad Predator dies through convoluted means. Olivia Munn is the Flash at one point because somehow she shoots the Predator ship and it goes flying off. And obviously, it's a ship. It's an aircraft. It's flying as the bird goes. And it probably went at least a good 40, 50 miles, I would say. Easy. Yeah. Before good black guy decided to sacrifice himself because a good white guy couldn't, because military dude couldn't do it. I'm the main character. You need to sacrifice yourself, black man. Do my work for me. Hop to it.
And so, also that dude's kind of like suicidal.
Yeah. And it's like, God, Shane Black, you don't understand anything. It's like he was almost making jokes about the people who have mental problems. Are you depressed? Kill yourself then. Shane, you're insane. But, so, military guy is fighting against the Predator ship and somehow crashes because black dude saved him by flying into an engine or jumping into an engine. And again, ship's flying at least 50 miles, I would say, easy, if not further. And then they're fighting the Predator dude, who somehow, despite all of his strength, is just throwing around military dude instead, just rip his head off and just be like, done. And he's just like, yeah, I'm gonna toy with my food. And then Olivia Munn comes out of nowhere, saves them. It's like, where the hell did you come from? Because even if you assume she was running, like, what's top human speed for running? Like, Usain Bolt's, 20 miles an hour? It would still take her a couple hours to get there. Unless they just descended really, really slowly. That's a plot picking, I will admit. I will admit that. That's just me nitpicking at that point. But, again, it's still one of those, out of a barrage of stupid, it just hurts. And then they defeat the giant Predator Rob Liefeld creation, stupid Predator armor thing at the end that Rob Liefeld probably also created. Mm-hmm. The end. Oh, this movie sucked.
They're not for a sequel.
So, yeah, which I hope doesn't happen. Mm. This movie sucked. It's really bad.
As y'all can tell, Charlie clearly enjoyed it.
I don't know who this was made for. That's the worst part. By the end of all of this, I'm like, this isn't for old Predator fans. Because the old Predator movies were suspense films. There was a bit of good action here, especially in Predator 2 that did really well. Hell, the final fight sequence between Danny Glover and the Predator was really tense. But it was more of a cat and mouse kind of game. It felt like the stakes were high. It felt like everything was poignant. There was a little bit of a jokes here and there, like during the final fight sequence, whenever in Predator 2, not this shitty ass fucking movie. Mm. In Predator 2, where the Predator was trying to heal himself, and this old couple's like, there's somebody in our bathroom, and then he comes charging through. The Predators are trying to get away from Danny Glover's trying to kill him. And Danny Glover's says, don't worry, man, I'm a cop whenever he comes back over. And the lady just, I don't think he gives a shit. It's a genuinely funny lie. And not only that, but it was good to help break that up. But that only happened here and there throughout the film. And even in all these different Predator movies, it took its source material, felt somewhat seriously. It took a somewhat silly premise and treated it seriously. That was a good thing. It didn't make for this is all goofy stuff. And I think that's the problem. This movie doesn't take itself really seriously
enough.
Yeah, and because of that, you realize just some of the goofier and really dumb aspects of it. And in fact, it makes for some really, really bad storytelling. Like I said, the plot can't decide what it wants to do. It jumps around at any convenience. The writing is atrocious in this movie. It's arguably the worst I've ever seen from Shane Black. And yeah, I know technically somebody else helped to write it. You could tell a lot of his humor's there. Mm. I mean, we're talking worse than Iron Man 3 levels of writing. Yeah, he was the same director. I was like, that explains a lot. And just, ultimately, I can't recommend this to anybody. This is not worth your time. It's not even worth it to go see a really, really bad movie because you're just going to be really angry by the time you get done. At least with, a Battlefield Earth, a Batman and Robin, any of the other really terrible movies, but really kind of fun terrible movies, yeah, they're interestingly bad. This is just bad on a level of just absurdity that you just want to punch a director in the face about 48 times. 49 might be a little much. So, I haven't allowed you to say much, unfortunately. Anything you want to add to it?
Just that during a lot of the action sequences, I could not care less. A lot of stuff going on, especially towards the end. It's like, can we hurry this up so we can leave so I can go to the bathroom?
Well, it really doesn't help that, again, since the writing's bad and you just have characters like, oh, he was tempted suicidal. Woo, woo, woo. That's all there is, and he's black.
I think the only character I cared about was, characters. I cared about McKenna and his son. I will say, I didn't like the evil black guy, as you called him.
I don't even remember his name. We'll call him Dark Willow. There we go. Because he's just as over the top.
I don't remember.
I don't even know if he had a name.
He probably did.
Evil black guy.
I know him from, like, Army Wives and This Is Us.
That explains a lot.
He was also in Hotel Artemis. That one dude whose brother got shot.
Oh, that explains a lot.
Yeah, I was like, he was kind of crazy this at some points, like, kind of enjoyably crazy, like...
But then he's just crazy, and it's like, why would anybody ever give you the slightest bit of government clearance? I mean, you're like...
Yeah, but I don't know, like, I could not care about these characters. I really couldn't care much about what's going on. It's like, okay, it's interesting when they reveal more about these Predator things, like, what... But other than that, it's like, moving the story forward, it's like, I don't care. I don't care about any stuff happening. It's like, just get on with it. Just get over with.
That's in thanks to large part to the fact that the plot is just so monotonously cliched. Is it?
I was like, maybe that's what it was. Maybe just like generic action movie. Just
yeah, because that's by the end of it all, it just became a generic action movie. It wasn't even a Predator movie.
By the end of it all?
Well, what I mean is like whenever just more explosions, more absurdity. It's like, why do I care?
And what the hell ever happened to those bullies? I just now realized. Yeah, a couple of bullies picking on the kid. It kind of gets his revenge by, like, just about making them piss in themselves.
Well, because he killed another person.
Yeah, like, blew up their house accidentally.
And you know that kid was dead because he got a bolt right through his chest. He kind of exploded.
Well, also, house exploded, him in it. Ain't no way he's...
Oh, what was left of him was in it. I still like... I will say, that was the one line where I was like, oh, this is that movie. They try to make fun of the kid because he has Asperger's.
Yeah.
Mind you, it's pronounced Asperger's, but they keep calling him Asperger's because, people are stupid and they probably watched Cinema Snob's friend Jared where he didn't understand that Asperger's is a thing and he thought some girl was saying she had Asperger's. But they said these was, wow, oh, what a pick on you. You could like who you like, but you sure you're not gay, kid? Because he said, I'm hungry for some Asperger's. Like, are you going to rape him? Is that what
it sounded to me like he was going to eat his ass like cannibal.
That's what I was thinking. I saw a really bad raping about to come his way, and he was just going to be one of those guys who eventually was going to rape his buddy because his buddy wouldn't recognize the fact he wants to be himself and he won't. Nobody will let him.
Yeah, all they do is pull a fire alarm and taunt this little kid. They don't even really do anything to him. They just kind of make fun of him a little bit and then go away. Just like, okay, what was the point of that? Why are these two jackasses here?
Probably because Shane Black thinks Asperger's is hilarious. Shane Black's an asshole from the seams of it.
When you got a kid with Asperger's and, an adult with Tourette's.
Yeah, they don't really seem to recognize how the disease, mental disease is not really the right word, condition is. Oh, God. Wow. So, what would you give this for a final score?
2.
2?
I know, I'm being generous. I know, I'm being generous.
This is a 1. This is a piece of shit. This movie is, like I said, I was curious about it because I'm like, alright, this seems like it's going to be a wonderful train wreck. No, it's painful. It's obnoxiously painful. And I couldn't care less throughout most of this movie. I'm like, I just checked out now.
Yeah, it's two kind of train wrecks. There's the Batman and Robin's like, I can't look away. Just
This is the one you really want to look away because you're like, oh god,
yeah,
that's
this
bad.
is the kind of like, let's get away from that. Ooh, let's get out of here.
How'd you hit a plane? Well, no, just skip this. There's so many other worse movies out there. I don't know. This might be one of the worst movies I saw this year. That's saying something. I have seen some terrible shit this year.
Happy Time Murders.
Oh no!
Don't remind me.
I just did not think I was gonna have something that's gonna go against Happy Time Murders in terms of how terrible this year's been in terms of movies. Thanks. I guess I can say thanks for that, Shane Black.
At least the comedy in that, at least, it's supposed to be there.
Yeah, I was say Happy Time Murders is supposed to be funny. The
Tries
jokes.
to be.
Yeah, this tries to be funny, and it's not. It's just.
It's supposed to be called back to like 80s and 90s action films where like the cheesy, goofy one-liners and.
Yeah, but they still acted semi-serious throughout it. Or hell, take like Demolition Man at least.
Yeah.
That was a movie he knew how to do its action comedy one-liners, but made him still feel genuine. Because the characters weren't in on the joke, man. Which is what this movie is.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's all I can give this movie. Oh, that's a thumbnail. Fucking skip this. You have better ways to waste your time. So, until then, we'll see whatever the hell comes out next week. It isn't a clock in the clock house. The clock.
I would say that's probably what we're seeing.
Why? This month's been bad. August was all bad. So hey, till then, y'all.
Well, got one bright spot. My birthday here in a few days.
Yeah, I'm about to say this one's turned 32 in
Oh, thank
3
you,
days.
Eddie.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you for outing my age here.
Yeah,
Probably nice and warm.
I'm always warm. Oh, so hey, we'll see y'all next week. Hopefully, we'll still have some Sandy left. So that's like bye bye, everybody.
Bye bye.